Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. He ruled an empire, yet ate barley bread. Here's how Umar, radiallahu anhu, redefined leadership, so stay with me until the end. Umar also lived by trade. When he was made caliph after Abu Bakr, he collected the people and said to them, I earned my living through trade. As you people have made me busy as caliph, I cannot attend to my business. Now what about my living? Various amounts of daily allowance from the Bayt al-Mal were suggested by different people. Ali, radiallahu anhu, did not speak. Umar asked him, Ali, what is your suggestion? He replied, I suggest that you should take such amount as may be on an average sufficient for your family. Umar accepted his suggestion, and a moderate amount was fixed as his daily allowance. Later on, some people, including Ali, Uthman, Zubair, and Talha, radiallahu anhum, once proposed that Umar's allowance should be increased, as it was hardly enough for him, but nobody dared to suggest that to Umar. People approached al-Mu'minin Hafsa, his daughter, and requested her to ascertain Umar's reaction to the suggestion without mentioning their names to him. When Hafsa talked about it to Umar, he became angry and said, Who are the persons making this suggestion? Hafsa, radiallahu anha, said, Let me first know your opinion. Umar, radiallahu anhu, said, If I knew them, I would mutilate their faces. Hafsa, just tell me what was Rasulullah's best dress. In your house? Hafsa, radiallahu anha, said, It was a pair of clothes of reddish color, which Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, wore on Friday or while receiving some envoy. Umar, radiallahu anhu, asked, What was the best of food that Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, ever had at your house? Hafsa said, Simple barley bread was the only food we used to eat. One day I rubbed a piece of bread with the leftover from an empty butter vessel, and he ate it with relish and offered it to others as well. Umar, radiallahu anhu, asked, What was the best bedding that Rasulullah ever used in your house? Hafsa, radiallahu anha, said, It was a piece of thick cloth. In summer it was spread in 4 layers, and in winter in 2. Half he spread underneath, and with the other half he covered himself. Umar, radiallahu anhu, said, Hafsa, go and tell these people that the Nabi, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, has set a standard by his personal example. I must follow him. My example and that of my other 2 companions, Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and Abu Bakr, radiallahu anhu, is like that of 3 men traveling on the same road. The first man started with a provision and reached the goal. The second followed the first and joined him. Now the third is on his way. If he follows their way, he will also join them. Otherwise, he can never reach them. Note: Such is the life of the person who was a dread for the kings of the world. What a simple life he lived. Once he was giving the Friday Salah sermon when it was seen that his lower cloth had as many as 12 patches, including one of leather. Once he came late for the weekly Friday Salah and said to the people, Forgive me, I got late because I was washing my clothes and had no other clothes to put on. Once he was having his meals when Utbah ibn Abi Farqad, radiallahu anhu, asked permission to see him. He allowed him in and invited him to share the food with him. Utbah started eating, but the bread was so coarse that he could not swallow it. He said, Why don't you use fine flour for your bread, Umar? He said, Can every Muslim afford fine flour for his bread? Utbah replied, No, everybody cannot afford it. He said, Alas, you wish me to fulfill all my pleasures while I am in this world. Note: There are thousands of such stories about the illustrious Sahaba. Everybody should not try to imitate them, for we lack the physical strength of those people. And that is why the Sufi mashayikh of our time do not recommend such exercises, which strain the body too much, as the people are already low in physical strength. We should, however, keep the life of the Sahaba as an ideal before us, so that we may at least give up some of our luxuries and lead a simpler life, judged by modern standards. With the Sahaba's lives as an ideal, we can at least feel ashamed when competing with one another and running after the luxuries of this world. May Allah enable us to understand these words, act upon them, and convey them to others. Ameen. Stay tuned, as I will return with another enlightening story soon. Don't forget to watch before you sleep. Jazak Allahu khairan.